This is an open letter to Mr. John Stewart and the Sane Society. Uh, with regards to Seinfeld, there was a question Mr. John Stewart posed in which he said, what's wrong with Seinfeld? It was a, I felt, you know, it was a, it was a question posed to public. So I thought, well, I like to put my 2 cents in. Why not? So here's my 2 cents about what's wrong with Seinfeld. Although, gentleman is rich and handsome and, has done very well for himself, but to, the answer to what's wrong with Seinfeld is, first of all, the Seinfeld, the show. The people at Seinfeld itself, the, 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 the producers and the writers and the players, actors, they all were adamantly had said on the record that it was a show about nothing. No, 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 no. I don't agree. It was a show about what can we get away with. A small group of friends in New York, and in this case, they all happen to, be openly of a certain religion, but that's not the theme of the point. The point is that the theme of the show was what can we get away with? And, all from those Kramer's business ideas, sort of, what can I get away with in this city, in this town? From the silly Kramer business ideas, what can I get away with? What can I sell at what can I find to sell, you know, and make good money? What can we get away with in this big city? And most of their idea, and to that short guy's idea of working and really not working and getting a paycheck by robbing the boss's nuts well, and to Mr. Seinfeld himself is like, what can I get away with? How can I, you know what can I get away with? Silly ideas, pernicious ideas, near antisocial ideas. What can we get away with? And this, I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe this was what the show was about. And I understood it. I wasn't really an avid watcher of Seinfeld because that's basically, the Middle Eastern mindset. It's, they're all dealers and talkers, and they want to see the our whole culture over here is over there in the Middle East is what can we get away with? How far we can, fuck him up the ass, fuck the customer up the ass, and before the customer noticed. So that's their whole idea over there. So I already seen the show, so I wasn't really an avid watcher of Seinfeld because it's an old culture business idea, old culture idea of how bad I can fuck the other guy before the other guy objects. So this was the idea behind Seinfeld. And then you see that, he talks like he walks, Mr. Seinfeld. He actually supports vehemently the state of Israel. And he went and showed his support in the worst time in recent memory of the existence of the state of Israel. In the worst time, in fact, Mr. Seinfeld went there and showed his support. Okay, loyalty aside, that's a very good, you know, good character quality to have, loyalty. But the idea was wrong. The idea is wrong. Israel is Seinfeld in the Middle East. Israel is a state in which they decided to see what can we get away with in this foreign land. The land is foreign. We have taken it over, and see what can we get away with. Can we get away with putting the natives in a reservation like the Americans did? Except we call them, uh, refugee camps. And could be you see what I'm saying? They're trying to see what can they get away with. It's Seinfeld. In If Seinfeld was a country, the show, if it was a country, it would be Israel. Very business minded, very old culture, very old mentality of saying what can we get away with, how much more money we can make by doing less work, and how much land we can take by using somebody else's weapons to grab more land from somebody else. So we are basically doing trade here. We are importing weapons, and we are expanding the territory of the Pinkskins, which is us, which is them. Again, how much we can get away with. The fucking ICC recently, International Criminal Court, recently, started screaming that these people who are fucking sleep at the job, it's so bad that they started screaming, to which both Israelis and Uncle Sam's manager said, "Oh no, go fuck yourself. We don't agree with anything you have to say." How far we can take it before they start screaming. That was the whole spiel behind Seinfeld every episode. How bad we can mistreat people before, somebody starts screaming at us. And I understand this is the whole culture of the Middle East and a lot of parts of the world. But this is an extreme case. This is a extreme case of it's a it's a Seinfeld show on steroid with backing of Washington printers of money. How bad, how far we can go. I'm sorry, but and Mr. Seinfeld, because his mindset is the show. That's what he believes. That's what he believes is life. It's like, I'm gonna see how far I can push it. And he went and showed his support. So this is his mentality. Keep pushing for more for me and less for you. Keep pushing for more for me and less for you. Keep pushing. That's, the story of expansion of NATO. That's the whole spiel behind Israel. More land for me and my kind, and less land for you and your kind. Because my God said so. So the objection to Mr. Seinfeld is like, where to begin? Can you imagine an actor, a very well-known actor from Europe, traveling to the Americas to show his support for the genocide that was taking place against the Redskins? What's the difference? A couple of 100 years later, this time it's against the Brownskins. It's clear. It's Mr. Seinfeld has zero regards towards anybody who's not Mr. Seinfeld. Absolute zero regards. I don't think that's an idea, and that's a perspective that should be celebrated. In order to live in a cohesive society, you should consider giving as much value to other people's perspective and other people's value of life as you do to your own. That's a, utopian society. But, could we work our way towards a utopian society that you give as much value to your enemy's life as you do to your own? Fuck, these people in the legislature have said better the Ukrainians die because this war has to be fought. So it's better that now the Ukrainians have volunteered to fight this war, and our sons and daughters, so our sons and daughters can stay out of it. I'm sorry, what? You forget about giving the same value to the life of your enemy as you give to your own. These people don't give the same value for the life of their friends, supposedly, as they give to the life of not even their own life, but their children's life. Really? And you're wondering what's the problem with the world? The problem is Seinfeld. Seinfeld mentality. Seinfeld mentality that says, I am exceptional. See what can I get away with because I am exceptional. I don't think that's going to pan out well in the long term for life on your planet. That's not going to pan out well. For continuation of life on your planet.